What's up, everybody? Welcome to Best Massage Tech, where today I'm taking a look at the Bob & Brad C2 mini massage gun. So if you're not familiar with Bob and Brad, they are two physical therapists that have a YouTube channel where they like to talk about a lot of different products. They offer tips and tricks for treating different ailments throughout the body, and they've now launched their own line of products. Obviously, they're not producing them themselves, but they've partnered with some manufacturers to put their name on a few different massagers. So I've got a couple different of their devices that I'm going to be taking a look at. The first is their C2 mini massage gun, which is a relatively small massage gun, but it does pack quite a bit of power for how small it is. So I'm going to start by taking a look at what comes with the device out of the box, and then we'll talk about some of the features and specifications of this mini massage gun. So out of the box, it does come with its own carry case. You see it's got a fabric carry handle with a rubberized grip. You've got two zippers, and then it has the Bob & Brad logo on a little plastic plate on it. The case itself is probably about 10-11 inches long by I'd say about 6 or 7 inches high. Everything that comes with the device does fit inside the case. So if I open it up here, you'll see you've got the charging cord, some instruction paperwork, the device, and then all the attachment heads. This device is one that I did see on Amazon. I'm not sure if you can buy it anywhere else, but mine did come from Amazon. And even though it is a relatively small device, it does pack quite a bit of punch. So this is a device that has a stall force of 50 pounds and a stroke length of 8 millimeters. So the stroke length is the distance that this massage head is going to move back and forth from the device. At 8 millimeters, for me personally, it feels very, very vibrational. I typically am someone that likes something that's usually around the 14 millimeters or higher. But a lot of the smaller massage guns don't have those longer stroke lengths. This device is quite a bit bigger than some of the other true mini massage guns that I've taken a look at, but it is the smallest of all the Bob & Brad ones, which is why they're calling it their version of a mini. The fact that it has 50 pounds of stall force is a really big plus. You're gonna be able to go real deep into some tissues, such as your glutes, your quads, some of those thicker muscle groups. It's not gonna stall out. You don't necessarily need to be pushing that hard. Most of the time you're gonna use these devices, you're just gonna wanna float along the muscle group. But if you do wanna push hard, this device will be able to withstand that force. I'll go ahead and show that here as well as the stroke length. But first, just to show how you turn the device on, there is a power button on the back. You just press and hold that for a few seconds. The device does then light up. You'll see here, this is indicating that it's on its first speed, so it does come on. It is a 5-speed device, so in order to test the stall force here, I am just gonna cycle up to the highest speed, which you do just by quick pressing this button here. And it lights up as you're adjusting those speeds there. So just to show the stall force here, I'm pushing pretty hard here and it's not stalling. You can get it to stall if you push really hard, but it does start back up. You're not gonna stall it at all when you're using it on any different muscle group. You just go up and down, work it around. You're probably not gonna push that hard on any muscle group, but it does withstand that. So just to show that. You hear it while I have it on here. The noise of this is really, really quiet. This is on its highest speed right now. When I measured it to be about 65 decibels on its highest speed and around 60 decibels on its lowest speed. It does come with 5 different attachment heads, so again, they all come in the case. What I have here is a flathead attachment, and it's a pretty unique flathead attachment. It's not one that I've typically seen. Most of them are more of a T-shape. You don't have this big wide base on the flathead, but in order to change the attachments, you just give it a pull and twist. So you've got the flathead attachment. You also get a bigger hard plastic bullet attachment, a fork, or they call it the U attachment. It's just a hard plastic fork, and then a foam ball attachment as well. So this is a firm foam. And then lastly, they have what they call a cushion attachment, and this is just a soft air cushion. So for some sensitive areas, you can use that. So I'm gonna leave the flathead attachment in it right now. They do also give you, in with the instruction book here, they give you one more little rubberized gasket. That's for all these attachments. There's a rubber gasket on the end of it. So if one of those were to break, you do get an extra one with the instruction manual. I do recommend that you fully charge the device before first use. It is a USB-C charging device, so your charging cable comes in its own little package here. It's USB-A on one end, USB-C on the other end. The USB-C end goes into the bottom of the device. And when it is charging, you'll see the bottom here, it does indicate the battery level on the handle. There's a few different lights, so each light basically represents 25% charge. So you see I've got all 4 lights, meaning that it is fully charged. And that'll turn on as soon as you light it up and when you're charging it. It does take about 3 hours to fully charge this. And once it's in use, you're probably gonna get about 2 hours of use on it, depending on what speed and pressure setting you're using against. Obviously, the higher speed, the longer you're using it, the more force you're applying, the quicker that battery is gonna drain. But it does have a decently long battery life, but it does take a little bit of time to charge. So it is a 2500 milliamp battery. And again, it is not a removable battery either. So this is built into it. In terms of the feel of the device, it is all kind of a smooth matte plastic, but it does have a rubberized handle. So if you start sweating or anything, you're not going to slip there. It's kind of an oval shaped handle versus a lot of the other devices that are round. So it's got a good feel in your hand, convenient location for the power button here. You can just use your thumb. It does come with the case. The price of this is currently $120. The weight of this is 1.5 pounds. So real easy, light to use. Most of the weight is in the top half of the device where the motor is. You don't really have much on the bottom half here. It does come with a 1-year warranty, and it does have a 10-minute auto shut off. So once it gets to that 10-minute mark, it's gonna turn off. You can just go ahead and turn it right back on. But overall, it's a pretty quality device for something that Bob and Brad are probably white labeling from a manufacturer in China, but really, really impressive for how small it is. I wish it did have a longer stroke length. I'm not a super big fan of the USB-C charge. Just me personally, I've mentioned this in some of my other reviews. My computer only has USB-C ports, so I can't use my computer to charge it. And if I want to charge my cell phone and my massage gun at the same time, I can't do so because I'm going to have to use my cell phone block to plug into the USB port. So for me, I get what they're doing. They're trying to get advanced and make things, a little bit more forward progressive with the USB-C. But I just think a lot of devices aren't there yet. So just a small thing for me. So the biggest downside of this for me is the stroke length, but at $120 as well, it's gonna fall about right in the line with a lot of other devices, with the similar capabilities of this one. There's a few that I would maybe recommend over this that have a longer stroke length and about an equal stall force that are maybe a little bit lower in price point. But if you have any specific questions about the Bob and Brad C2 Mini, go ahead and drop them in the comments down below. I'll do my best to answer. There's a lot of questions that have been answered already in the Amazon Q&A section, but a lot of the information I did find on the Amazon page itself. But again, if you have any specific questions, I'll do my best to answer it. Otherwise, that is the Bob and Brad C2 Mini. That's a review.